I want to give you another tip to boost your affirmations or your manifestation. And again, it is something you probably haven't heard of or haven't heard of often, even though it is extremely simple. I will give that advice to you towards the end of the video, but first we have to explain a little bit what is happening before I give you that technique. So make sure you watch this video till the end. So when I learned hypnosis, I learned about anchoring, and maybe you have heard about anchoring. Anchoring is if we make some kind of experience, emotional experience, and then there is something that we simultaneously pick up on with our senses. That at least would be my definition. What would that mean? That could, for example, mean that you had a car accident and in that moment there was a specific song playing, and your subconscious mind, not your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind will connect the accident, that pain that you maybe felt, that shock, with that song. Even though your conscious mind knows, no, those are not related. That was just like a song. Maybe I heard that song 1,000 times. And then there was an accident because of, I don't know, there was rain and it was slippery, whatever the reason. So your conscious mind knows. But for your subconscious mind, those are then linked, which would mean that if later on you would listen to that same song, it would come up in the radio, all of a sudden your body might react to it and you might feel stressed, and maybe you don't even know consciously what the hell is happening here, but your subconscious mind connected that song to the accident, shock, physical pain. And then when you hear that song again, your subconscious mind expects kind of like this pain and shock to happen again, and it will react to that specific song. It could also be, for example, if somebody ever violated you and they had a specific perfume. Every time later on you smell that perfume, and it again doesn't have to be a conscious thing that you are like, oh, this reminds me of that person, because the incident could have been like decades earlier, but your subconscious mind then connected that assault with that specific smell, and then that smell will trigger the same emotions you felt in that moment. And that could happen consciously, that you remember, oh my god, yeah, that remembers me of that incident, or it is subconsciously and your body is just extremely stressed and tense. Or your heart was broken and then you listened to that sad song over and over and over and over again, and then later when you hear that song, then that immediately will take you to that place where you were heartbroken and you were in pain and upset. Of course, it could also be a sad song that you connected to a happy memory. For example, you and your friend, you went to karaoke and you were singing this absolutely sad heartbreak song, but you had the time of your life. Then every time you hear that sad song, it could trigger a happy emotion within you. So that is basically anchoring. Could be, again, you hear something, you see something, you smell something, you have some kind of impression through your senses while you feel a certain emotion, and that then by your brain gets intertwined. Your brain cannot differentiate that those things are unrelated. That song will forever be connected to that sad or happy moment, to that accident, to whatever it is, or that smell will forever be connected, unless of course you break that pattern. You could do that in hypnosis in a session, you could do that with NLP, you could do that with Ho'oponopono, you could do that with the revision technique, of course. So they are ways to break an anchor, but the emotion you had will forever be connected unless you break it with that specific sensory impression you've had. That of course we can use for the good. So if there is a song you know that always gives you that good feeling, or a smell, you could use that to manifest faster. For example, you could use smell if you go to a place, and you know, when I think of the Côte d'Azur, south of France, there's so much lavender there. So the smell of lavender takes me in my mind, in my memory, back to that place. So if you would want to manifest going to that specific place where you connect a smell with, then you could buy a smell like this kind of perfume or oil or whatever it is, and then smell that while manifesting. But an easy anchor, of course, is music. Music is so strong that it can really help us impress our subconscious mind. So pick a song that makes you feel happy. Maybe it would be a little bit better if it was somehow related to what you want to manifest, which is easy for love. There's so many love songs. There maybe not be too many money or health songs, but you know, good feelings, I'm lucky, I'm happy, that kind of song. But it must be a song that you react to physically, that always gives you a good mood, that always lightens your spirit in some way. And then you listen to that song while you do your visualization or your affirmations. It has two advantages. First, music already is, you could say, a carrier of emotion that can easily set you into a positive state. And then if you have some kind of resistance towards wanting to manifest something, we're not talking about massive resistance, because then it could override that music and that song turns bad for you, because then you connect it to failure. But if you have a little bit resistance, then listening to that song can ease you up, and that can also, of course, help you to get into the right state of the wish fulfilled and help you to manifest your desire faster. I sometimes do that actually when I script, when I read what I've scripted. Then I listen to specific songs, I connect to that, and I read my scripting when I listen to those. It evokes a lot of emotions. If you have done that several times and you've already connected that song with the positive emotion, the desire you're manifesting, then of course when you are in a bad mood that day, you can listen to that song and it will help you to get into this feeling if you sometimes have difficulties to get into that state by yourself. So try music. But again, it should be something, first of all, a positive song. We don't want to get a heartbreak song when we want to manifest love. And of course, play a little bit of the genre. Some things, there may be like an upbeat number, maybe best, or if you want to visualize cuddling with your person, then of course maybe it's not an upbeat song, it's more a slower love song. Pick any song that you really like and it always puts you into a good mood, and then connect it with your manifestation technique. Try it out and leave your comments. I'm interested in what you have to say. Make sure you watch my other tips. I do have this manifesting playlist and there are plenty of tips in there. I see you there or in coaching. Until then, of course, I wish you all the best now. Bye bye.